Well, hello and welcome to my channel. You know, I thought today would be the day that I tackle a particular Marvel character in Mego-Scale. It's pretty popular. You know, I'm surprised I haven't done them yet. But I found this really cool head sculpt on eBay at illusion.com, which is run by James Rogovoy. And so I think it's time to do the Hulk. Doesn't that look great? So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go ahead and prime it. I'm going to prime it white, and I'm going to use that same paint that I used for my Green Goblin because it pretty much matches the body, you know, spot on. So let me go ahead and get this primed, and we'll get started painting on the Hulk. Now that I have the head primed, I'm going to use the same color that I used on my Green Goblin. It's called Lime Tree, and I'm going to just block out the flesh parts of his body. I put him on his body just to help him, you know, help me with the painting. It just seems to be a lot easier. You know, I have a, I guess a little vise or whatever, and that helps. But it's so much easier to control them if you have the body. And you'll notice that the paint color is a little bit light. Well, that's okay. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna use some green wash to kind of bring the color in a little bit darker. But it's going to need a couple of coats anyway. This paint right here is not the best. But you know what? It just matches his body so well. I'm going to have to go see if there's something that Citadel does that's similar. But you know, actually this hasn't been so bad. You know, it just requires a little bit of extra work. Alright, well, first coat down. Alright, I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to go to the black hair. You know what, let me get that paint out. I'll be right back. Here we go. I also picked up my Citadel Bealtan green. This right here is going to be the wash I'm going to use. Once it's dry, I'm going to put down a couple of coats. For the hair, I'm using my Abaddon black. This is a really good black. I think I'm going to need a smaller paintbrush for the part close to the flesh color, or the yeah, the green. But let me just get the majority of it down with this big brush. I don't think this is going to be too difficult to do, honestly. I think the hardest part will be the eyes. The eyes look pretty small. Let me switch brushes. Let me get a smaller one. Yeah, I like this muscular body. It's like, they have the older ones too, but those just don't have that range of motion that these do. I think it's called the S-Type Muscular Body by Classic TV Toys. And it just has a lot of articulation. And it just feels beefy. It's nice. Oh, the sculpt has a lot of detail to it. And that hair. I may need to get a smaller brush. Yeah, it's all these like little stray hairs here. And you know what? If I go into the flesh, it's not going to cover very well because you know that the green is lighter and it's not a very thick paint, so it would be difficult to cover up the black. So be careful on this part. I think I'm gonna have a really nice custom though when I'm done. This one won't be that expensive to do either because, you know, his outfit's just purple pants. Okay. I'm gonna let that dry. And then I'm gonna add the second coat of paint. So give me a moment, be back. I just dropped a second coat of paint on him, on the green stuff. So at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do the teeth. I'm just, the very tip of my brush is getting the paint. You know, I'm not covering a lot of it because I want to still keep his green gums. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and brush the tip of this brush across his mouth. And I think I'm also going to use a wash, like maybe a brown wash or a flesh wash, or maybe even a green wash. I haven't really decided yet, but at this point I'm just coloring the teeth. Yeah, just try to keep it off of the gums, because if not, you're gonna have to go back and you're gonna have to repaint those. Actually, I think that's pretty good. I might need a second coat. There he is, smiling for the camera. What a ham. I think that's got it. You know what? Let me try the eyes. I think it's dry. Nah, it looks like it's still wet because I'm getting green. Well, at least I can block out some of the white. Then I can put my second coat in there, and then kind of like yeah, it's still wet. Okay, let me wait on the eyes, and I'll come back and do that in a bit. All right, I just put down another coat of the green paint, so I'm gonna make sure I get these teeth as white as possible. Again, I'm just doing the tips, and I'm coloring the teeth kind of individually. I just want that big white smile. And I'm going to try to go back and do the eyes again. Sorry. If you get any over travel here on the eyes, you can go back and you can block it out with the green paint. Here, let me show you what I'm talking about. See how I have a little spot there that's a little too far? See how easy it is to cover with the green paint? Let's see, did I miss anything on this side? Cool. I think I'm going to let that dry, and I'm going to paint the blue in his eyes. And it looks like we're getting close to done on this guy. Wasn't hard at all. So, be back in a sec. Alright, I also put another coat of green on him. And for his eyes, I'm going to use this. It's a gray. It's a Contrast Space Wolves gray. And I'm just going to put a drop in each one of his eyes. So I'm going to use my finest tipped brush. And I'm just getting the tip of it maybe too fine of a tip. And I'm going to start in the center, and I'm going to push up, because I can always go back and I can paint that with some of the green paint. Ah! Dang it, I just made a big mistake. Hang on, let me see if I can clean it out. I'm going to have to let it dry though now. Okay, I'll be right back. Alright, I think I fixed the left eye. Still looks a little rough, but I think it's passable. And then I put a little dot on each one of them. At this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the shade or the wash that I have here. And I'm going to kind of dilute it. I'm going to come back and put in the highlights, but right now I want this to define the hairline. And to darken the color just a tad. I think that did it. Alright, so at this point I'm going to let that dry, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to put in the highlights, and I think I'm going to call them after that. So at this point, I think the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my paint, and after I've put the wash in there, I'm going to go ahead and cover those areas that are naturally highlighted. And I'm just covering like the tip of the nose, the eyebrows, cheekbones, and this will blend really well. For some reason, this paint seems to drink in the wash, so it's like, even if you, I don't know, it's gonna blend in pretty nicely. I noticed that with my goblin. It just worked. I think because it's such a light paint that it just, it kind of like takes in whatever color is near it. So I think, let me get his, the lip. I think that's it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put on that clear coat enamel, and I think I'm going to call him. Well, here's the completed Hulk. The only accessory that you're going to have to purchase for this guy are these pants. These pants came from Classic TV Toys, and other than that, there's really nothing to the Hulk. I have finished him by applying this matte clear enamel to his head. Not only does it give it more of a consistent finish, but it also protects the piece. And look at that paint, that green, that lime tree green has really kind of blended well. And you can see that paint, once you apply that wash, it matches that body by Classic TV Toys really, really well. Look at that color is great. Not a hard custom to do. If you want to do a major Marvel character, this would be a good place to start. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the most difficult, I'd say this is probably a 4 or a 5, only because of the eyes. The eyes are going to be the hardest thing for you to do on this guy. Teeth, not so much. Just get yourself a really fine tip brush and just like I did them earlier, just individually, and you should be fine. But really cool looking figure. I'm so glad I got this guy, and this body by Classic TV Toys, just beefy. I mean, when you get it in your hands, you'll see what I mean. And there's a lot of articulation that's available to this because of the double jointing here in the elbow. And the same thing with the knees. But really, really, really happy with that muscular body by Classic TV Toys. I can't say enough of it. Just Very cool. Well, until next time, stay safe, be cool, and I will see you guys soon. Till then, bye-bye.